In the ongoing lowering of our national limbo bar, I gotta say, Donald Trump has proven himself surprisingly limber for a man with those cankles. Because in just the last 24 hours alone, he's achieved 2 new lows. First, you know how Donald Trump has always sued everyone and everything at all times everywhere? Well, some of those claims were against the Department of Justice, who, during the Biden administration and before, made the fatal mistake.
Donald Trump treated the presidency like a reality show that stubbornly refused to get canceled. Mostly because no one in the control booth had the nerve to admit the ratings were imaginary. Stephen Colbert watched the chaos unfold, picked up his mic, and showed up not with popcorn, but with a full-blown Karoline Leavitt, proudly branding herself as the ambassador of youthful mayhem, rushed in to defend the indefensible. But Colbert handled her talking points the way you handle expired coupons overly. Dramatic, vaguely confusing.
Point. After 2 terms, what we're 9 months into this, we think it would be impossible for us to be shocked by Donald Trump. But give the man credit. Every so often, he takes the time to attach the electrodes to our nipples. And then it feels like the first time. Case in point, yesterday, as part of his White House ballroom to rip off a chunk of the East.
And ultimately useless. By the end, it wasn't a late-night bit. It was a comedic-controlled detonation broadcast live. Trump's version of leadership. Looks like a man juggling live explosives while insisting he's got perfect control. The louder he claims everything is fine, the more the country instinctively ducks for cover.
His claims, he got a bunch of claims. Some of his claims are over investigations into his Russia ties and the seizure of hundreds of classified documents from Mar-a-Lago's highly secure guest bathroom. Okay, he didn't like that. He got really mad. So, okay. Now, of course, after he became president, all the cases against him were dropped. But that's not enough. The man wants his money.
Colbert didn't need to exaggerate. He just held up a mirror to the madness. This is a presidency where confusion gets rebranded as genius. And trust me, I've got this, has started to feel less like reassurance and more like a national alert. Karoline Leavitt's attempt to defend Trump was like trying to...
We have little things like at the Lincoln bedroom, the bathroom was done by the Truman family. It's a style that's not good. Art Deco doesn't go with, 1850 and civil wars and all of the problem. But what does do is statuary marble. So I ripped it apart and we built the bathroom. It's absolutely gorgeous. And
to patch a sinking ship with a spoon. She marched into interviews, acting as though swagger could substitute for substance. But Colbert wasn't buying it. He took apart her talking points with surgical calm, revealing a defense that sounded more like a poorly practiced school debate load, clumsy and painfully hollow. Every scandal is a setup.
Typically, Trump wants the DOJ to pay him $230 million. Which, from the sound of this audience, is obviously ridiculous. But since he won the election, technically as president, he could now, in effect, order the government to pay him. Well, that doesn't seem right. I mean, if you're going to do that, why stop at $230 million? Why not just let him go to Fort Knox, lose the pants, and go Scrooge McDuck into a...
Every critic, a nobody. That's the new Trump doctrine: denial as policy, confusion as a trademark. Colbert captured it perfectly, demonstrating how Trump can spin a full-blown catastrophe into a victory parade simply by yelling over the wreckage. At this point, confidence without comprehension has practically become the White House soundtrack. When Trump promised to reshape America.
As I said, we're just 9 months into Trump's turn, and he's going Hulk smash on the White House. Last time, it took him at least 4 years to bring a demo crew to the Capitol. This is happening after Trump specifically promised his ballroom construction wouldn't touch the existing White House. Here he is talking about it this summer.
It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it.
No one realized he meant turning it into a full-blown parody. Colbert highlighted how every decision seems dictated by whatever headline is trending, not logic. Not policy, just pure performance. Infrastructure can wait. Healthcare is apparently optional, but the self-praise never stops. The only thing Trump delivers consistently is inconsistent.
Okay, the arch actually that he wants to build is a big neoclassical thing to go in the heart of Washington. At the dinner, he displayed a scale model of the arch. I'm sorry, that's the neoclassical arch that Hitler wanted to build. That's Adolf there meeting with the young Republicans. Here's Trump. Here's Trump showing off his arch last night. He actually had, that's one, he had several models.
So the sizes would be very different. Now here's Lincoln, and this is sort of facing this way. And so, you know, there's a direct line. They did this, they didn't do that. So this would be, I go, small, medium, and large.
Colbert spun that whirlwind into pure comedy. Karoline Leavitt's job seems to be spinning Trump's chaos, as if it's carefully choreographed. Every mistake gets upgraded to misunderstood brilliance. Every blunder becomes some bold new innovation. Colbert shredded that illusion, calling her praise exactly what it is: luck crashing into ego.
This is so crazy, even Trump is aware of how insane the situation is. Last week, this was just last week, right? Referring to the initial lawsuits that he filed back before he was president, he said this.
I have a lawsuit that was doing very well, and when I became president, I said, I'm sort of suing myself. I don't know what and he has settled the lawsuit. I'll say, give me X dollars, right? And I don't know what to do with the lawsuit. It's a great lawsuit, and now I won. It sort of looks bad. I'm suing myself, right?
Yeah, it looks bad.
Her attempts at authority usually boomerang, leaving her defending disaster with a strained smile and a handful of hollow lines. Trump's rallies play out like performance art, where applause takes the place of actual answers. Colbert skewered how every event morphs into a self-celebration, no matter the topic jobs.
At the White House, Trump talked about his wrecking ballroom. And the one thing I don't think we make enough fun of is how his brain is filled with cotton candy fantasies of lavish princely soirees.
So you'll have drinks, cocktails, everything on this floor. And then they'll say, welcome to dinner. You walk into the ballroom, Mr. Senators, and you're going to see a ballroom the likes of which I don't think it'll be topped.
There'll be drinks, cocktails, like this, drinks and cocktails. Drinks and cocktails, Mr. Senators. We'll have drinks and cocktails, Mr.
Hurricanes, scandals, it all ends with the same choreographed cheering. Leavitt calls it authenticity. Colbert calls it chaos with a catchphrase. And her defenses. They land like optimism on autopilot rehearsed, strained, and unmistakably hollow. Colbert.
Saying that Trump doesn't care about his followers, but Trump is saying it.
And by the way, isn't that breeze nice? Do you feel the breeze? Because I don't want anybody going on me. We need every voter. I don't care about you. I just want your vote. I don't care. See, now the press will take that and they'll say he said a horrible thing.
Of course, if you say a horrible thing, people are going to say what you said is horrible. That's how words work. Next, they're going to say I punched an old lady in the face just because, bam, oh! She went down fast, didn't she, folks? Get up, old lady. I'm working my ass off up here. I'm working my swampy ass.
Dismantled Trump's obsession with optics every photo op, a plea for validation. Every handshake treated like a championship match. Beneath the bravado is a leader who mistakes applause for accomplishment. Leavitt, ever loyal, buffs the chaos and calls it leadership. But Colbert's humor sliced through the facade, exposing the truth, denial.
Hey, too, Tom, we are now 2 days into the Middle East ceasefire brokered by Donald Trump, and it is earning him some praise. Last night, Time magazine dropped a new issue to commemorate the deal. Let's take a look at his heroic cover shot. Okay. Ooh. Worst Georgia O'Keeffe.
In confidence is still just denial. Leavitt recites the same script until delusion starts to sound like conviction. She preaches stability while defending pure chaos. Colbert roasted the contradiction, showing how blind loyalty can slip into self-parody. Her devotion to Trump feels more like performance art, big enthusiasm.
I go small, medium, and large, right?
Yeah. He sounds like a little kid showing off his room. And this over here, this is Pikachu. He actually has 3 sizes. He has Pichu, he has Pikachu, and Raichu. His final evolution, of course, he needs the Thunderstone for that. And my parents say I have to wait for my birthday.
Desperately trying to mask the emptiness underneath. Trump's version of leadership plays like a chaotic musical everyone off-key, yet insisting it's perfect harmony. Colbert called it exactly what it is: performance art, masquerading as governance. Leavitt's defenses sound like an auto-tuned remix of misplaced optimism. Colbert's wit sliced through the noise.
Speaking of government abuse, it's been a week since Donald Trump sent National Guard troops to Chicago, and the optics of the military in American cities is really bad. And Trump is all about optics, which is why his administration got upset about this photo that went viral of the Texas National Guard arriving in Chicago. Look, I don't think we should be sending troops to Chicago, but if we are, it makes sense that we're sending the most Chicago-ass looking dudes I have ever seen. Those guys looks like they were conceived in the 30s.